Good afternoon, my friends, fellow modelers. This is Lukáš, your Titanic builder from the Czech Republic. Today I'm working on my model again. As you can see, I have several pieces displayed on my desk. As you can see, here is the glue, here is the Forecastle deck, which has been upside down right now. I will explain you why it's upside down in a bit. Also back there, in the background, you can see the Titanic hull, which is now very slowly being filled with decks, but not really done yet here. So my plan for today is to complete painting of all the details on the poop deck. This is the poop deck. Obviously, it's not bonded in the hull of the Titanic yet because I need to paint several details on the poop deck, such as the benches here and here also. I'm sorry, I don't know what they are called. These bits on the deck, well, this is the benches, obviously, but these are the structures that will be underneath the really small deck, or the small area with the helm, with the aft helm, which is going to be the kind of small platform. This is the correct word. Small platform to be built up here with the railings and the small tiny helm there for the and I think this was used for maneuvering the ship in the close to the two ports. So these are the structures underneath the small platform. These are the benches. So I will paint these details before the poop deck is bonded in the stern of the Titanic. So this is my initial plan. This is my plan for today. This is what I would like to finish. Meanwhile, before I start with that, because frankly speaking, this is going to be something not really something that I would be very excited about. It's quite boring stuff to do, but it needs to be done. In the meanwhile, because I would like to, I am a little bit deliberately delaying the start of this activity because it's really going to be very boring and I will be very nervous painting the details. So in the meanwhile, what I did on the Forecastle deck is that I have bonded the rigging. The guide says that it should be 4 ropes on the Forecastle deck. There is 2 on each side. And the way I am bonding the rigging on the decks is basically that, finished, it should look obviously like that. You have the deck and then you have the rigging, which will be here erected and it will be sort of glued to the mast, to the front mast. The way I do it on the bottom side of the deck is that I basically measure 2 extra centimeters of the ropes to glue them on the deck, on the bottom side of the deck, and it's even covered with a tape, a normal, office tape, if you like. So it's glued by this glue, and also it's been taped by the tape. So if you look what it looks like, it looks like this. Can you see that? Right. The tape will not cause any problem during bonding the Forecastle deck in the bow of the stains of glue all over the place on the edges of the tape. The purpose of this is that I want the glue to get underneath the tape, so the tape is bonded by itself and also by the glue. And I believe that tomorrow morning it will be already completely secured and dry, and the ropes, the ridging will be completely glued. So this is the way I do it. This is the way I did it 25 years ago when building my first Titanic, and I am sticking with this method even today, because the ridging on the original Titanic is still very secured and still very strong in the decks. So obviously this method of bonding the ridging works very well. I came with this idea 25 years ago, and I'm using this method even in these days. So this is the Forecastle deck being ready to be glued in the bow of the model. Before I start gluing the Forecastle deck in the bow of the model, I have got all the bits that will come on top of the deck. I have got all that bits ready. I will show you in a second. So, as you can see, I have those parts. All right. Oh my. Well, anyway, here they are. Right. I am very sorry, I don't know what they are called. Maybe if you can write in the comments what these parts are called in English. See? So here is one, here's another one, and so on and so on. There is total of 6 of these on the Forecastle deck. So I will put them back in my warehouse. This is my warehouse. I will show you later. Also, what I have is the crane. As you can see, here's the crane. It will be bonded on the very front to almost to the tip on the Forecastle deck down here. And another thing is the air intake. That's the last detail, which will be bonded to the Forecastle deck. And the air intake, I believe it's the ventilation intake, which will be bonded to the warehouse, to the Forecastle deck, like this. Right? Kind of. See, here we go. So, as you can see, I have performed trial fitting of all the details in the holes. So it works perfectly, as you can see. Right? So, because I know at this point that these bits will go in each hole with no problem at all. I don't know why my hand is shaking so much. So my fingers are... Okay. I have tried every single piece in every single hole, so I know that they are going to be okay and they fit perfectly with no need of sanding or cutting extra material, extra plastic. Everything has been tested by such a dry fitting. So I know exactly that every single piece will go in each hole perfectly. So I know that I can, as soon as the ridging is dry and glued correctly and secured, then I will be able to bond the Forecastle deck in the bow of the Titanic. and then I can use a glue. I can use glue, super glue maybe, and place every single detail on every single detail part on the Forecastle deck. But frankly speaking, I can do it at a later stage. You know, I can bond the Forecastle deck in the bow of the Titanic, but I don't need to be bonding those details on the Forecastle deck yet, because I will be performing plenty of work in this area of the Titanic, and it would be very tricky to have those details sticking out of the Forecastle deck, because I'll show you what I'm talking about, because, you know, once the Forecastle deck is bonded on the bow of the Titanic, I'll show you what I mean. Once the Forecastle deck has been bonded here, it would be very stupid to stick all these details which I was talking about a second ago on the Forecastle deck, because they would be sticking out, and it would be very tricky, because I would be taking huge risk of damaging them, because I will be working in this area of the ship, because I will be obviously bonding the E deck here, and then I will be bonding the something I call face of the Titanic. I'll show you what I'm talking about. You know, this is the face of the Titanic. I call it personally a face of the ship. So basically I will need plenty of space in this area to be able to move my hands around. So I was thinking about gluing the details on the Forecastle deck at a later stage, maybe before the actual finish of the model, because I mean, they don't need to be there at this stage, you know, because I will be working in this area, and sticking these parts out of the Forecastle deck, that would be very tricky. So another thing which I have done and already completed are those parts. I was talking about this one a couple days ago in the last video. As you can see, I got this paint down here, and this part obviously will be bonded down here, okay? And then what I've got here is this part. As you can see again, I had to use a masking tape to cover the railings, and then I was just doing some tiny brushwork, painting this. And this piece actually, I'll show you, just place the poop deck here, and this will be underneath here, you know. So this detail is already painted and waiting to be installed underneath the Forecastle deck. Sorry, excuse me, the poop deck down here. So those are the details that are ready to be installed. And you know, first of all, I need to paint this poop deck today. Right, so this is it. It is my pleasure to show you my warehouse. So as you can see, what we got here is this is the front mast with the crow's nest down here, you know. So this is the mast. Obviously it's not painted yet. It will be painted at a later stage. As you can see, I've got the cranes here with the photo etched pieces. and the cranes are, Jesus, I can't, my fingers are so thick and shaky. So here is the crane with the photo etched part and also the orange paint on the bottom half of the base of the crane. So these are the cranes. They will be basically placed here, like that. And well, what else do I have here? Here is another crate. And here are these parts. And I am really sorry. I'm really sorry. I don't know what these are called. But tell you what. I wanna present to you that I'm really very interested in the ship. I have many books about Titanic. So let me show you, and I believe there will be a picture in this book. As you can see, this book is one of the most beautiful ones, Ghosts of the Abyss, by Don Lynch, Ken Marshall, and James Cameron. So here is the book, and I will find a picture of the bow of the forecastle deck on the wreckage. And I believe we are getting closer, because here is a picture of the bow of the wreck. Here's the grand staircase area. Here are the first class entrance doors. And there we go. We're getting close. Okay. So if I take my warehouse, and we are obviously talking about this small piece which will be bonded, actually 6 of them will be bonded on the forecastle deck. You know, look at that. Such a tiny piece, I can't believe it. So I am quite sure that definitely we are talking about these, about this one, and there is one back there. And on the picture of the wreck, one of these is here, another one is here, and obviously the other one on the others on the other side of the forecastle deck. So now what they are called? Below mirror-tooth lights illuminate the capstans and windlasses. So I believe this is windlasses. These are windlasses that secured ropes and anchor chains. So these are the anchor chains here. One chain is here, the other one is back there. This is the cargo hatch. So I believe this is the very front of the Titanic, somewhere here, and we are getting, the picture is basically sort of looking back on the bridge of the ship, because here's the forecastle deck chains, and here's the cargo hatch. So I believe these must be windlasses and capstans. So these are capstans, very likely. I need to check out in my dictionary, but I think I am correct on this one. So these little tiny friends here are capstans. Quite sure about it. So here we go. So thank you very much indeed. This is how my books help me during the build. And here is my working space. Okay, so that would be it for today. I need to get started on this one. It will be very boring, not really excited, but I believe once finished, it will be beautiful. So let me do the job, and I'll show you later what it looks like painted. So thank you very much for your attention. Thank you very much for ever likes you give me. Thank you very much for any follows. And I'm hoping that you are watching my channel. So thanks a lot, everybody. Take care. It was my pleasure to show you how I work on the Titanic and what I'm doing today and what are my plans for today. And I'm still thinking whether I will give another half an hour or an hour to get this dry before I glue the Forecastle deck in the Titanic bow. Well, anyway, I'll think about it, and maybe after this has been painted, which is going to take a while, obviously, then I might be able to glue the Forecastle deck in the bow of that model. I'll see. Okay, thank you very much indeed. Take care, everybody, and see you later again.